Hi, and welcome to the 14th episode of Bookish Time with Jenny. Before I get to this month's book, I want to make a couple of announcements. First, I've mentioned it in the last couple. Make sure you sign up and participate in our summer reading program. It's for all ages. Information is available on our website. You can do it all online. You just have to go into a branch to pick up your prizes. And the other one is you may or may not know that I run 2 book clubs right now. One is normally in person, and so hopefully in the fall we can go back to meeting in person. It's for adults that read young adult books, but I think next year we're going to switch to mixing it up again. Every couple years we switch it up and add in some adult books. No offense to the publishing industry, but sometimes there's just not enough young adult books that interest us. And then the other one will always be online because it's Cozy Mysteries, and the author appears almost every month unless, something happens they can't come. But, normally when I pick my schedule, it's because the authors have said they will appear. But now, starting in July, I will be doing a virtual romance one. It's actually, there's an author event that you'll watch before, and it is live. It's through the place where we buy our books, Baker and Taylor. They've partnered with Source Books. And so they handle the author chat part. And then right after that's over, you'll jump on a different Zoom and it'll just be St. Joe Public people. I'll be leading it, and then, other readers should be there. And I tend to share my events a lot of places. So sometimes people that attend aren't necessarily St. Joe Public patrons, but they somehow are connected to the library. But so again, that's on our website. I believe that's July 14th. And then I think every month it's like the Wednesday teen. So what is sometimes the second, sometimes the third week. But I do have the whole schedule for the rest of the year. If you would like it, just email me. But today I want to talk to you about a hilarious rom-com, Talk Bookish to Me. I laughed. I cried. I snorted. I had actually gotten an ARC a few months ago, an advance copy. And I read this last week. I was kicking myself for not having read the ARC sooner, because I actually was reading my finished copy, which I actually ordered an autographed copy. I've been trying to do that during the pandemic. Order from the author's local bookstore. There's Glitter, which is a separate story. Or confetti. One piece of confetti. I do it. I'm a member of a different book club where they send you. This is an envelope from the girl about the book we're reading, and she always fills it with confetti. It's become a joke. My cat actually knocked the envelope over. That's why I was picking up confetti right before filming this. But back to this book. She writes romance novels and is an influential bookstagrammer, which, I'm an amateur bookstagrammer. Just when all you post on Instagram is pictures of books. I do some that aren't books, but as a writer, she's fine with getting her happily ever after between covers of the books. And then her best friend is getting married, and she's the maid of honor. And but her next deadline is looming, and she hasn't even written a single word. And then she finds out her college boyfriend is a member of the wedding party. She didn't know that he knew the groom. And so that brings back a whole bunch of feelings. But it actually helps her with her writing. Is her being so angry at him fuels the writer in her. And it's just comical. I mean, I'm a sucker for second chance romances for some reason. And I meant to grab, because my favorite one, Persuasion by Jane Austen. I don't want a second chance with anybody, but I don't know why. I guess I like skipping over the getting to know you, because when it's a second chance, I mean, you get the background, but it's not quite, I don't know, it's just a different tone than if they're meeting for the first time. But I'm trying to think of what I can tell you that's not a spoiler, so that's why I was glancing at the back. But yeah, he just becomes her muse for her book, and once the wedding's over, he'll go home, or Willie. And she also, this isn't on the back, but I think you learn it in like the first page. She already has a 6-month trip to Italy planned. So she's like, once the wedding's over, she is gone for 6 months. And I don't, maybe it was the mood I'm in, because like I've said before, my pandemic reading's been really weird. I don't enjoy a lot of type of books that I used to enjoy. I get very cynical, like, you haven't lived through a pandemic, but like this one completely escaped. They never mentioned the pandemic, because I'm sure it was written before the pandemic. But I highly recommend it if you want to laugh. Maybe you're not a crier, so you might not cry. Again, just depends on the mood I'm in. Because it went from I was laughing to like, nobody, don't look over at me while I'm reading this. I'm trying not to cry. And this won't make sense to you right now, but my official review on Goodreads was, I laughed, I cried, and now I want pizza for breakfast. That is a reference to something that happens in the book. It is her debut, I believe. Yes, it says it's her first novel. I can't wait to read whatever she writes next. And I've already pushed this on to a bunch of library patrons, so there might be a wait for it. But you should put it on hold. I know it is in our catalog, because like I said, I've given it to some patrons already. So, again, sign up for summer reading. If you like romance, look into my virtual book club. And that one, again, along with my mystery, that one will remain virtual because it has components that have to be virtual. So, and you can look in if you want an in-person book club, hopefully. I'm aiming for September, but you know how the local cases have been, up and down, up and down. So hopefully in September, we will be meeting in person for that one. I'm changing the name, but I haven't announced it yet. So look for that in the newsletter, because right now it's Forever Young Adult. So if you look for June, July, and August, it'll be under Forever Young Adult. But as long as we meet in person in September, I'm actually changing the name, because like I said, we're going to switch to reading maybe, some adult fiction mixed in with young adult when good young adult comes about, because I don't know, some years, don't get me wrong, the books we picked this year, I pick them all. The books I picked this year were great, but just some years, it's just, there's a trend that doesn't necessarily interest me or something. But until next time, bye.